I guess what have the last 5 months been like, and has it felt like 5 months or like 2 years?
Probably about 5 years, honestly. Yeah, it's been a lot of waiting. It's I know I can speak for myself and a lot of the guys when I say we're all itching to play. Um, we hit a point to where it's kind of stale, to where you train and train every day, and without competition, it sucks. I know that's what everyone's going through. But yeah, man, we're itching. We're ready to go, and we're super excited to get the season underway finally.
Jordan?
Yeah, hey Thomas. What's it going to be like kind of going straight into Big Ten action? I mean, usually you guys have some sort of non-conference schedule, some tournaments at home like the Adidas Credit Union Classic, things like that. Not apparent this year. So what's it going to be like jumping right into the Big Ten schedule?
Yeah, definitely different than years before for sure. But that's that's exactly what these past 5 6 months have been, is just getting ready, because we knew that that's most likely what we're going to have to do. And I think this whole season is just going to be us being able to adapt to whatever's thrown in front of us. So all we're focused on right now is we got Wisconsin on the calendar on February 19th. So we're doing everything to prepare for that, and the whole season will just be, again, adapting and solving things on the fly, because it's different for everybody this year. So we'll be ready.
Jared?
Yeah, Thomas, you guys have a lot of returning players this year, and especially a really deep senior class with you and guys like AJ, Ian, and Spencer. How important is it to have an experienced team in a year that kind of looks, really different compared to a normal year?
Definitely, yeah. I think it's been huge having guys that really just know the process super well, day in and day out, and more importantly, know the identity of this team. I think the older guys have been huge, and you know, again, the 5 months can get stale, and it can get hard to keep going when there's almost no end in sight. But having a leadership group that knows who we are and knows what this team expects and what coach expects out of us and what our fans expect out of us, just to keep everyone in line and keep everyone moving in the right direction. I think it's been huge for everybody.
Tamar?
Hi, Thomas. So now that we're coming closer to, of course, playing an actual game, is there any change in preparation style that Coach Yeagley has enforced on y'all, or that you as a leader are enforcing on your team to just get ready for the big game?
In terms of specific to our opponent, to Wisconsin, we'll do a little bit to prepare for them, but for the most part, no, not much changes. We've been, again, these past 5 months have just been preparing for whatever opponent is put in front of us. Just getting ready and focusing on ourselves, really getting ourselves to the best point we can be as a team, as a starting 11, as a 15, 16, whoever's coming off the bench. So really, we're not changing too much. We'll look at Wisconsin. We'll do what we can to prepare for them, but again, we're ready to go.
Jordan?
Thomas, what do you think's been the biggest difference in preparing for a spring season as opposed to a fall? And secondly, I guess, how have you all dealt with the COVID situation as far as practicing? And I guess, what has coach told you guys, out when you guys are outside of practice even?
Yeah, well, I'll tell you, the weather isn't fun right now when we're outside. But no, in terms of COVID, it's, we're getting tested right now twice a week, and I think once the season gets closer, that's moving to every day. So it's a lot of ownership on the guys just to be responsible outside of our team activities, really. And I know we've done a very, very good job of that. And it can be tough for sure when you see guys, or you see your friends from back home out doing stuff. Again, maybe starting to travel now that things are getting a little more normal, or whatever. It can get tough to keep your head in the tunnel and kind of drown all that stuff out. But again, that's why we're at IU. That's why we're in the position we are, is we don't get to be normal kids like a lot of people. So it's a lot of discipline. But again, I wouldn't trade it for the world. We're all here to win titles, not to go do fun stuff at social events. So not worried about it, but um, definitely a lot of alone time and a lot of just hanging out with our team, which I think has been a really positive aspect of it all. Is the team has gotten maybe closer this year than they normally are, just because of the lack of time spent elsewhere. Just being around each other 24/7. You know, you can't really go anywhere to hang out besides going to a teammate's house. So I think top to bottom, freshman to senior, the positive aspect is our team's gotten very, very close and spending so much time together.
Last question, Jeremy.
Obviously, like you mentioned, you don't have the lead up in terms of the preseason and that kind of stuff. I guess the flip side of that is normally you have like 2 weeks and boom, you guys are into games. Now you've had all this time. Do you feel like that's made you guys better, or maybe how are you better going into this season as a result of that?
Yeah, definitely. It's the other thing to note is with the spring as opposed to a fall season, the incoming guys, the freshmen, they basically get thrown right in the mix and they got to figure it out quick, or else, you know. So we've had those guys for a whole semester. So I think in general our team is just more comfortable and more relaxed and more in the know together as a group. So I think that's been a huge positive. And again, things like fitness levels and stuff like that are definitely a huge positive, having so much time to build up to the season as opposed to getting thrown in 2 weeks in. But again, just the familiarity, the comfort level, knowing our system has been huge, having that extra time just to build and strengthen and get us ready for February 19th.
Okay. Thank you, Thomas.
Thanks, guys. Appreciate it.